The solutions to your problem are just simple right now. You agree?
Yeah.
What do you need to work on?
My keybinds. Like my shortcuts.
You move like an old man. You need to start taking the little things seriously going forward. You knew coming in today what I was gonna bitch about.
Well, exactly. That's why. Like I saw your clips on TikTok, so I was like, hey,
Oh, you
like,
come from TikTok?
I came from TikTok. Yeah.
Nice. I like hearing when people come from TikTok because I make nothing on that fucking platform. I have been getting a lot of TikTok clients, and that's good. That's cool because then I can kind of understand. Oh, this is why he doesn't know this, right? I didn't know. I assumed, so I'm making a bad assumption. You came from TikTok. You've never really heard me harp too much on the fundamental stuff yet. So okay, cool. Then I'm sorry if I was really rough then. So here's the thing with League. All right, everything in this game is a fucking race. All right, that's all this game is. It's a race to get XP and to get gold. All right, that's that. This game is Mario Kart. All right, so get that in your head. It's going forward. This game is not team deathmatch. This game is not a fighting game. This game is at its core a race to get XP and gold. Okay?
Yep.
Objectives are important. More important than kills. The enemy champions are in your way. Okay? If the enemy champions are no longer in your way, take the objectives.
Okay.
Do not chase the kills if they are not in the way of an objective. Does all this make sense?
Yeah.
A
Definitely.
lot of people frame it up more complicated than it needs to be. All right? There's objectives, Baron, Dragon, and all this other shit, minions, and there's champions in our way, stopping us from getting the things that we want. Even jungle camps, right? So once you understand that the kills are tertiary, right? You want them, yes, but you don't need them, okay?
No.
You don't never feel like you need them. You don't need them. Let them fall in your lap based on your champion's kits and whether or not, you know, it makes sense based on like objectives. So now that you know it's a race and you know that that's like the most important part of the game, right? The hotkey stuff. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is everything in this game can be executed with hotkeys. Okay. Everything.
Nope.
So you want to make sure that your settings and everything that you have set. I don't know if you are already doing this, but are you on Quickcast?
Quickcast, yeah. Like when I got into the game, my friend told me to do it. Yeah.
So you automatically, you're not seeing this when you throw your E, correct? So there's a way to make a manual cast and a quick cast. Which is what I do. So you see, I can choose. See how I'm choosing?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All you have to do is just go to abilities and I'll save this for you and send it to you. Go to abilities and summoner spells and do this.
Oh, okay.
What this is basically a, this is basically all of your keys outlined in a way so that you can manually do it if you want. You can't manually cast Q apparently, but everything else you can. Now, I noticed when you were moving around, right? It comes down, like one of your biggest problems is every time you base, and this is why I teach people, like there's even fundamentals to shopping. So let's say, go ahead and just yell out an item while I'm backing, okay?
Okay.
Zonya's. Well, that's right there. But
okay.
Yeah.
Just go for Frozen Heart.
So yeah, if I was backing or whatever, right? I would hold on. The hotkey's broken for some reason. I think because it's practice tool, maybe. 1 second. There's basically a shop key. I don't really use it lately, but item shop. It's open shop. Is it Control L on my thing? Oh, I guess it is on mine. On this account, maybe it is. So you said Frozen Heart, right?
Yeah. boom. So you just tap in with a hotkey or like with a.
Yeah. So all I'm doing. So all I'm doing is like, say I'm backing and I need an item. You should have the item prepped. So like I said, this is actually more important than like anything else. So like hotkeys and like getting around the map, even though it sounds useless, the best way I frame it up to people, how many times do you think you go into the shop a game?
Oh, probably like a full game.
We'll say
40 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna say
15 times.
Yeah, we'll say 15, right? 10 or 15. So what you were doing is you were shopping. You would open the shop. You would kind of fumble around. Maybe you click back here and you click back here or something, right? And do some weird shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's round down to 10. Let's say each time you shop takes 5 seconds, 50 seconds of AFK. Huge.
It adds up. Yeah.
It's more important that we correct that than the game.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, like this is, I've never thought of that. So yeah, this is why it's really helpful.
Yeah, so basically whatever you're doing, you just think, okay, I need a death cap. Death cap, cool. I'm gonna buy it. I'm out. And you're gone.
Okay, yeah. That makes lots of sense.
Now, obviously, if you're backing wrong, right? So let's say we start backing here, we get spotted or whatever, right? You want to, there is like a skill gap to this where every time you back, you think, okay, this is why I tell people, get around corners, right? When you back. And also, I think it's important that I explain vision to you real quick too, just for the purposes of discussion. So the cool thing about Practice Tool is that you can see examples of vision that a lot of people don't know. And that's what I teach a lot. So like, for example, enemy team could be behind this wall and you would never know. Right? So when I'm telling people to back behind the wall, the reason why is because if you back here, your opponent walks up, right? And sees you, right? See that? However, if you stand here, they'll never see you. This is why you hug the wall and back.
Okay.
It's very, very important that you understand the differences of how that looks, because I'll say back behind the wall and a player will go like this. It's like, no. Like, get your body into the wall and back behind the wall. Right? It's a very simple adjustment, but it goes a long way. Vision also works kind of uniquely in that these brushes, you can't see past them.
Oh, I never noticed. Oh my god. Okay, I never noticed that actually. That is news to me.
So how can we use this for our advantage? Well, for one, anytime that you're like this is why it's generally useful to put a ward in a bush, right? Because if you don't, when you're like walking up to bushes, theoretically a team could be just like this. Watch.
Lined up,
So
that is insane. That is insane.
When I go near bushes, you're gonna see, this is why I'm telling you to like sweep or ward. I'm always warding as soon. And this is a fun little tip too. The warding, you could even have a skill gap in ward. Like I can tell if someone's terrible at the game by how they ward right away. I can know what elo you're in by how you ward. So like if you go and watch a newbie ward, I'm like, hey, go ward try, right? This is what they do.
Yeah.
Right? They'll ward like that or something. Right? But what I really want when I'm telling people to ward, I'll give you an example. I say, okay, hey, ward try so that we can see, or we can see if there's somebody in try. That's all I want to know, if somebody's in try, right?
Yeah.
See how it's right on the edge?
Yeah.
See that green crosshair?
Yeah.
That tells you whether or not it's going to be in the bush.
Oh.
So, for example,
a little bit of time.
Yeah, so for example, if you ward like this, well, that one for some reason is counting anyways. I think. Hold on, let me see. Okay, it is. But like sometimes if it's not green, it won't give it to you. So like, for example, if I do it like this, it looks like it should be in the bush, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. So
if you would turn the camera, yeah.
But if you just get the green crosshair, you're pretty much always good. So what I do is I just do this when I want to ward something. Oh, it's being weird. I don't know why it's doing that bug. There we go. But now I know, because I had that green crosshair, I'm in the bush.
Okay.
The way you set that up is you just go into your hotkeys. It's the same thing as before, except it's in items. You see how I have it set? I'll link it for you. I'm just giving you all these little tips because we have time and We didn't have enough time to get into a game. So this is another thing that you should do. And what this is this just makes sure that you're able to do manual cast if you'd like. The next thing that I like to do is I actually have a side mouse button. I have two.
Same.
So if you notice, my Zonia's is over here, which would traditionally be, this would be like 7 or 8 or whatever the key, right, on the keyboard. This is on my side mouse button towards the front of my mouse. So basically it's the one that's close to my fingernail, that button on my thumb. Yep. What this does is this is so you can quickly Zonias if you want.
I actually do that too. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. I call it the oh shit button. Oh shit button is really good because it allows you to hit your Zonias every time. I'm trying to think of what other really important things to tell you. Let me see here if there's any other big tips. See, a spell cost is a pretty cool one. So you can see your where is it? So show spell costs. Look down here at the bottom.
Yep.
So I like having these numbers. If you don't have them, you should.
Okay.
The reason why is because there's going to be times where you don't know how much an ability is going to put you near being out of mana. Say you have 100 mana. You know that if you use your E, you're not going to have any mana for anything else. So that's why you'd want those numbers to do quick maths, right? Especially if you play other champions. Hold on a second. Now with Lilia, A left click, right click is not really as important, but it would help you immensely regardless. See this? You see how I have a little indicator around me at all times? You weren't doing that, were you?
Nope.
So the way you set this up, well, it's already set up. All you have to do is just make sure this option is on. Oh, hold on. That's what I care about. So what this is basically every time that, see, notice wherever I click the mouse. So say I click anywhere near this dummy, past this line. If I'm in attack range, this is for kiting. This is how you kite. You can do it with the jungle as well, as you can see.
I want to pick up Kindred eventually. So
this is why you're gonna need to know. Yes, you're gonna need to know this. If you're gonna play that champion, you're gonna have to know how to kite. The reason that you need to learn this is for just AD carries in general. But like say you get ganked by an enemy team or something and you've got to run away. What newbie players, what they always do is they go, oh shit, and they just run, right? Yeah. But ideally what you want to do is you get caught and you go, oh shit, and then you kite as you run. So like, well, I gotta make it a proper drill. There you go. So you run. See? That's very important. This is like one of the most important things in the video game. Being able to use A, left click, right click is probably the most important mechanic in the game. Like no meme. The reason why is because players will often just lose fights they shouldn't because they're not getting their theoretical DPS off. Like if you're, you know,
so you're clicking two times for that, right? So left click and right click.
So this is the standard, like this is the standard, like even pros kite this way. So basically, you A left. So this gives you the indicator, right? A shows the indicator. You're left clicking near where you want to hit. The reason why you're doing the target enemy on cursor is so you don't have to be accurate. You don't have to click on them.
Okay.
A lot of this is about letting the game do the work for you. Right, that's the key. So if I left click and then right click away from the target, I am repositioning. The auto attack is the downbeat. This is the downbeat, right? Downbeat, 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 and then between the downbeat is the upbeat, right? So downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat. Got it? So it would be just like this. Downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat, downbeat, upbeat. That's all you're doing. It's a rhythm game at that point. All you're doing is paying attention to the attack speed. If I give Lilia 1 billion attack speed items, right? This would become really impossible to kite correctly and maintain your DPS. So you may not want to overdo it, but I'm just going to give her a shit ton of attack speed items so you can see what I'm saying. So here, so if I just auto, she doesn't go much faster than that, right? So you can kite it if you want, right?
But you have to be really, you have to be like an also player, basically.
You know, you have to know, and you have to have experience with the game to know how to do this, right? This is why, generally speaking, most AD carries, they fall off pretty quick in low elo. They just don't, they're not even passing the mechanical skill check because they can't even do this. Like this is something that a gold elo ADC needs to be able to do, and most of them can't.
Okay.
That's why they won't beat gold. So I think we've covered a bunch today for you to start leaning on for now.
Yeah.
If you do this again, you better have a clear figured out. Your hotkeys better not be holding you back.
Yeah.
I'd be honest, if you can fix that and work on that for a while, you'll just climb fast on your own. You won't even need me. Right?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, but like I said, don't underestimate the game, because the way you came in, you're like, oh yeah, I can make diamond pretty easy. I have to be realistic with you. And no, I don't think you're being arrogant necessarily. I just think that most players don't realize coming into this game how hard, like I'm not even trying to exaggerate for content. Like it's a really, really fucking hard game. Like that's why I have a coaching business. Like there other games in the space don't have as thriving of a coaching business as League does in terms of like getting clients. It's a hard game, and it's mentally draining because you play teammates int and you lose. So not only do you have this shit that you've got to learn, but then you've got to manage the psychology of like, all right, we got to play for a long time, and sometimes it's out of our control, right? And you want to make sure that your strategy's good even when you're losing, and just there's a lot there. So cool, good session. Yeah, sorry I didn't realize that you weren't coming from YouTube, because that makes a lot more sense then, because that's why all these little hotkeys were all janky. I'll remember that. That's a good lesson learned for me.
I'll see. I was like, give and take.
Yeah, you got the mean NEACE treatment because I thought you should have seen this stuff already, but you didn't.
Oh yeah.
But
that's
now
fine,
you know.
though. It's still now I know.
Now you know. Now, but next time if you come back, I showed you every fucking thing. So now if you're not doing it, I'm gonna be even worse.